Hey everybody, welcome back to the couch. I'm Melissa and this is Couch Mom Club. Let's talk about Blippi and whether or not it works in my house. Maybe you've seen in my past videos that I've themed a birthday party after Blippi. And I guess needless to say, Blippi does work in my house. Well, at least old Blippi does. Blippi is a popular kids show that is known for its educational content and colorful visuals. However, like any other form of media, it has its pros and cons. And as parents, we always have to be mindful of what we are letting our children watch. And we have to have a reason why if we are allowing it to be played in our homes. So in this video, I'm going to consider the pros and the cons. I'm going to let you know my opinion about the show. And I'm going to start with the pros list. Of course, in my opinion, Blippi can be educational. Blippi is in fact known for its educational value. One of the biggest benefits is that Blippi teaches kids about a wide range of topics, from colors and shapes to animals and vehicles, and toddlers can learn a lot from watching Blippi. And they even interact with some of the songs, and it's engaging. Like, let's be real.
Excavator. It's the excavator song! Excavator.
When my son was watching Blippi, he was completely in love with the songs, especially the ones about the farming equipment. He loved the excavator song, and now fast forward to his grandpa having his own excavator. He can relate to his grandfather on a whole new level because he grew up listening to the Blippi excavator song and seeing how he interacted with different farming equipment and just equipment in general. Education is one of the highlights of the Blippi show for sure. It does teach your kids a whole lot about a whole lot. And for me, that's a good thing. And I think that one of the biggest genius points for Blippi is the fact that in every episode, multiple times in the episode, he spells his name, Blippi. And I think that that is genius. And in fact, I should start doing it. Couch space MOM. I don't think it works the same, but when he spells his name in every episode, it gives kids an opportunity to learn how to spell. It's one of their first interactions with literacy. And a child will confidently tell you, I know how to spell Blippi, Blippi, and that's because of the repetitive nature of him spelling it out and also giving the kids a chance to spell it out with him.
How do you spell Blippi?
Blippi. Blippi.
I think that when a child is engaging in letters in this way, it's a brilliant move, and I have to give it up for Blippi for doing that. The other pro, I think, is that the show is entertaining. Let's be real. The songs are very catchy. The colors and the images in the show are engaging, and kids are genuinely entertained by him. I mean, he even sells out live shows. Kids want to see Blippi. I think that his personality, how bubbly he is, causes children to be drawn in, and the music, the dancing, the fun activities, it keeps toddlers engaged while they learn. This can especially be helpful for parents looking for engaging content for their little ones. It's not enough to just sit your child in front of a show. They have to be getting something from it. One, they have to enjoy watching it, and two, I think they have to also be learning something. And I think that Blippi does that well by introducing educational content in a fun and interactive way. I think that Blippi can also be seen as a positive role model for your children. He encourages curiosity, exploration, and the love of learning. And many parents appreciate this aspect because, it's being conveyed through the show that your child should be engaged, but they should also be learning. And they should be learning from someone that they can look up to. And Blippi as the character, I think, is a great role model. He is bubbly, he's engaging, and he really gets the kids, and he gets on their level and makes it easier for them to participate and to learn. All of these positive aspects of the show can be found in the older version, in my opinion. Since then, Blippi has introduced a cartoon. They've even had a Spinoff show with his co-worker Mika, which I also think is great. But the older iteration of the show, to me, is a little bit better. It's a little more slow paced, it's a little bit more engaging, and of course, something that you need to know is that now the new version of Blippi has been bought by the same people that own Cocomelon, and you know how we feel about Cocomelon. So that's just something to keep in mind. With that being said, here are a few cons that I think that all parents should be mindful of if they are going to allow their children to watch Blippi. Like any other show and screen time, you have to be mindful that there's a potential for overstimulation. The newer version of the show, in my opinion, is more fast-paced, more colorful, and more overstimulating, which can be overwhelming for some toddlers, especially those who are sensitive to sensory input. Screen time is another factor that you have to be mindful of. Of course, there are pros to using screens. However, overall, I think that screen time can be listed as a downside. While Blippi does have educational content, too much screen time can have negative effects on your toddler's development. It's important for parents to monitor and limit their screen time. There are so many ways that you can use screens throughout your day, and there are so many reasons why maybe you should. But there are also probably more reasons why you should limit or should eliminate screen time altogether. And I know that in 2024, it's probably impossible for parents to eliminate screen time, but at least you can be mindful of how your children are using it, when your children are using it, and allow for boundaries and parameters around the screen time that you are allowing your children to use. Lastly, Blippi is highly commercialized, and in today's economy, this can be seen as a negative. Commercialization is definitely a concern for anything, especially now with the economic climate that we're living in. Buying more Blippi toys, more Blippi merchandise, more Blippi product tie-ins, like it's just endless. You can buy Blippi dolls, you can buy Blippi coloring books, Blippi, BLIPPI, and the list goes on and on and on. And this can lead to other negative aspects with your children. You know, sometimes they can develop ungratefulness because they just want the next thing. They don't even care about the thing that you already purchased. But this is also a very good opportunity for you to teach your children about gratitude and teach them to be grateful for the things that they already have. But I do have to note that there are so many things that you can be purchasing. Not only are you allowing your kids to watch the show, but then you also have to buy the blanket to go with it so that when they're cuddling up on the couch, they have their Blippi blanket while they're watching the Blippi show. And don't forget the Blippi stuffy and the Blippi toys and all of the things that you could buy. Of course, they make for great gift ideas, but it can become overwhelming. And it's something that I want you to be mindful of. It creates a sense of pressure for parents to always have to be buying the new thing. And we don't need that added pressure. So even though Blippi might rub some parents the wrong way, and trust me, I get it. My first impression was like, nah, that's not gonna work in my house. But then my son saw it and was like, Mommy, can we watch that? Of course, I watched it and I said, okay. And this was the first iteration of Blippi, the Blippi that I grew to love and appreciate, not the new stuff. And besides, he's much older now, so he doesn't watch it as much. But if he is gonna watch it, I tend to go towards the older version of Blippi. And I have seen the benefits. I've seen how they love to sing and they love to dance. And they have learned a lot from watching the show. They've even asked questions that I know were inspired by watching the show, which I love. I love it when my kids ask questions because it presents another opportunity for them to learn. Blippi can be valuable. And, you know, for toddlers, it's important to have a balance. Don't just allow the TV screen or an iPad to monitor and to grow and raise your children. You do have to have balance. Offer other activities. Don't just allow it to be the screen. Even if you are going to incorporate Blippi in some of your activities, have face-to-face interaction with your kids. Don't just allow the screen to do the parenting. We should always monitor children's screen time and ensure that they engage in a variety of different activities so that it promotes healthy development. If you're looking for alternatives to screen time, you can also consider outdoor play, reading books, engaging in creative and arts and craft activities, and doing things that, you know, gives you one-on-one time with them, or even if you have multiple children, group time with them, learning and engaging in something other than the screens. These activities can provide valuable learning experiences and quality time together. What are your thoughts about Blippi? Does Blippi work in your home? Share your thoughts in the comments below. And you know, in the next video, I'm going to discuss something that I think is very interesting. Have you ever heard of restraint collapse? The next video is going to go into some detail about what that means for your children. And of course, I want you to stay connected, like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe. In the meantime, here is a video on my thoughts about the infamous Peppa Pig. Check it out and let me know what show I should cover in another video.